incroyable.
Ouais.
J'ai une sensation bizarre en mode. Allez! Laissez boule.
Pardon.
Les peines, tu veux la rose mais t'assumes pas l'épine. Aucun doute on est ken, aucun doute on est pieds. Sur le droit chemin mais rien que ça dévie. Ici la faucheuse, rien que ça dévie. Faut cacher mon temps, mes rêves je les vis. Je veux pas passer ma vie à rêver. On devrait s'aider, on peut qu'on la les histoires de compète.
gave everything this golden glow. Now turn off all gave everything this golden glow. Now turn off all the stars, 'cause this I know, that it hurts like so.
A very good morning to you. Welcome along to Isola 2000 in the Alpes Maritime of France, just 90 kilometers away from the beautiful town of Nice. We are here for the FIS Snowboard Cross World Junior Championships for 2025. Busy day coming up for you today. We've got the individual competition getting underway a little bit later than planned. And that's getting underway in about 2 minutes' time. And then, once the individual competition is done, we're going straight on to the team competition, and that is due to the weather. The team competition was due to take place tomorrow. It's now going to happen this afternoon because we're expecting conditions pretty mild, well, just about 2 degrees, but overcast. The snow quite soft in places. The team here in Isola 2000, which hosted the Ski Cross World Juniors last weekend, has been working so hard to ensure this course is in top shape for these World Junior Championships and for these athletes to put on a show today. Thank you so much for tuning in on FIS TV around the world, wherever you are watching. My name's Ian Finley. Pleasure to have your company here at the La Chapelle course in Isola 2000. This, of course, the last major FIS event of the season. And we're looking forward to what will be, I'm sure, I hope, a fantastic race between some of the best juniors in the world. Not just the best juniors, but when you've got Leah Casta in the women's race, you've got one of the out-and-out best in the world in snowboard cross. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Casta gets on today. She is the top qualifier, one qualifying by 0.47 of a second. And Casta will be up in the first heat, coming off the back of a stunning couple of races in Mont Saint Anne on the World Cup Tour last weekend to take the Crystal Globe at just 19 years old. Leah Casta, of course, in the first heat as well. And Casta, two-time World Junior Champion. She won it in Passa San Pellegrino and in Goduri last year. Won the team event in Goduri as well. Over on the men's side of things as well, the top qualifier by 0.4 of a second, Jonas Scholle, second in the Europa Cup standings this season. Nathan Pear from the USA qualified in fourth place as well. He is a really exciting athlete out of the USA. Just 20 years old, getting on the World Cup podium last week in Mont Saint Anne with a third place finish. Just his 14th World Cup start, already on the podium. We'll see Pear a little bit later as well. Here are your lineups. 32 women through to the round of the 8th finals, the round of 32 as I sometimes call it. Top two, of course, progressing through to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then small and big finals. We'll have the women's 8 finals first, then the men's 8 finals, then women's and men's quarterfinals, semifinals, so on through to the medal races. A lot of Australian interest as well in this one today. You can see Abby Wilson, Maya Billingham in the mix. We'll see them just a little bit later on, but in one of the early heats also some Australian representation. So lots to come throughout the morning. Just gone 11 a.m. local time here in Isola 2000. Still some pretty good conditions on the pistes in this part of the world, and just above freezing, as you'd expect. It's the 12th of April. It's pretty late on in the season, but there's been some decent snow around here as the athletes are getting ready for the start of this race. Delayed, we understand, due to a crash in training earlier on. It gave us a 30-minute delay. Don't have any more news for you on that one. If I get any throughout the broadcast, we will, of course, let you know. Let's give you the lineup for the first heat. Sienna McKinley out of the USA qualified in 32nd place. She's out of the Gold Academy, 17 years old, wearing the yellow bib. Lisa Lane in blue on the far left of your screen. Lea Casta in red. Rosa Colella from Switzerland in green. And it's Casta, as you'd expect, with a strong start. This long, straight section where you've really got to work so hard. It separates the riders. You can already see the snow a little bit soft in that first of the turns, and Casta just looking to get through this one. It's a course where you've got to be really active. It's not got the biggest of jumps, but there's a lot of terrain for these skiers, snowboarders, I should say. To apologize to deal with the course in length, 1,090 meters, straight section before the finish line, and these jumps just sort of floating jumps. There's the finish area, and Lea Casta is going to take it with Lisa Lane coming through in that blue bib. She qualified in 17th place, but gets it on the line. Well, no problem for Casta. Bit of a battle for second place. Rosa Colella from Switzerland putting the pressure on Lane. Don't think Lane was too happy with her qualifying, down in 17th place, but she's in to the quarterfinals, and that is all that matters to Lane. So 2 French athletes in the first heat go through to quarterfinals. They will be in the same quarterfinal. 2 of the athletes from quarterfinal number 2 are going to join them. Marcel Davis-Cook from Australia in the blue bib. Sara Petanakova from Slovakia in the yellow bib. Felice Licht from France in green. Nuria Gubser from Switzerland in the red bib. Marcel Davis-Cook out of Wollongong, Australia, rides out of Perisher. Been on the podium 4 times in FIS competition. Qualified in 24th place. Top qualifier in this one, Nuria Gubser. She qualified in 8th place, 17-year-old out of Valence. Got a Europa Cup victory. That came earlier this season in Passo San Pellegrino. That was back in February. So Gubser on paper would be the favourite for this one. Felice Licht qualified in 9th place. She wears the green bib, so just 1 spot behind Gubser in qualification. Licht out of Le Grand Bonnard, and she gets a really good start in the green bib. 5 Europa Cup wins for the 19-year-old Felice Licht, and she's starting to just put her authority on this race. Good regular-footed rider. See, on that toe edge there, through that turn, it is super soft in there. Got to be really precise. You wouldn't want to be tight, close to another athlete, especially as this race progresses. Temperatures are going to creep up as well. Oh, big problems for one of the favorites. She just avoids the nets. Oh, and Gubser's in the net as well. Drama in the second heat, and Licht, 5-time Europa Cup winners out of it, actually, and it is Marcel Davis-Cook from Australia who's going to come through and take her place in the quarterfinals. That is how it goes sometimes in this sport. Others have some issues. You take advantage of it, and Petanakova from Slovakia through in 2nd place. Big disappointment for Licht, one of the favourites there, just late out of the turn into the nets. That is where Gubser goes down. She's in the nets as well. Good to see everybody on their feet, though. That is the most important thing here. End of the season. I'm sure you all join me in just hoping we get through this one safely. We've obviously had an issue in training as well. Don't have any info on that yet. Well, Davis-Cook finished 16th in Goduri. She's on course to at least match that again. Heat number 3 line up there for you. The favourite here, Fiona Keola Serra, qualified in 5th place. She gets a good start and Katja Mandel from Romania sitting in second place. Savard Ferguson from Canada qualified in 12th, but she's got some work to do here because Keolo Serra well clear, and Mandel from Romania has put in some distance on those two riders in third and fourth. Romanian does have a couple of World Cups, a few World Cup starts to her name, coming off the back of a second best result. 15th in Mont Saint Anne. She stepped it up on the World Cup Tour this season. 12th in Goduri as well. An athlete that is really promising, and she is still in the fight for second place. Keola Serra takes it, and second goes to Kata Mandel from Romania. Savard Ferguson coming through in third. Vukadinova from Bulgaria in fourth. Here's the fight for second place. Confirmation of the result there. Keolo Serra through to the quarterfinals, moving on quickly to quarterfinal, to eighth final number for Brianna Snorbush from the USA, 19-year-old. 21 World Cup starts in her career. Qualified in fifth place, one of the favourites. Lara Walsh, though, gets the best of the starts, and Australia already with one athlete in the quarterfinals. 2024 Youth Olympic Games athlete Lara Walsh in command of this one, ahead of Snorbush. Rosalie Bauer, Mia has not finished, so Rosalie Bauer out of this one. Ferrero Tola from the USA at the back of the pack, but it's Walsh and Snorbush in command. And Walsh originally out of Tasmania, but our home mountain these days, Mount Buller. He's going to just slot into second place here. Snorbush is going to come through and take it. That doesn't matter too much. It is all about the top two finish here. Get through into the next round. That is the important thing. Well, here we see Walsh make that pass there. It's high fives all round. So Snorbush and Walsh through. They go into quarterfinal number 2. Heat number 5. Lined up in the start gate. Get a look at the lineup for the quarterfinal. That's the first of the quarterfinals. Casta, Lane, Davis, Cook, Pitanakova in quarterfinal number 1. Quarterfinal number 2, Snorbush, Keolo Serra, Walsh, and Mandel. Heat number 5 is lined up in the gate here. Billingham, Geoffroy, Yoshida, Toth, Hungary, Japan, France, and Australia. A lot of Australians in the race, as I was saying. 2 of them already through. And Maya Billingham, 11th in the Europa Cup standings, but qualified in 3rd place for this race. And we're seeing the start section super key, as it always is. And Billingham getting a lovely start here. They're working her way over to her right-hand side of the course, setting herself up on the line through this first turn, where it's getting softer already. We're only on to heat number 5. But this is a dream start for Billingham. And she will know she's got the advantage. The 19-year-old, once on the Europa Cup podium back in 2024 in Grasgeren, Germany. Oh, and problems there. That is Yoshida in the nets. So 2 riders left standing, and it's Geoffroy in 2nd place. Well, 2 riders in contention for this one. Geoffroy is going to come through in 2nd behind Maya Billingham. And the rider out of Sydney, base that does our riding in the Southern Hemisphere winter in Perisher, New South Wales, through, making it 3 Australians through to the quarterfinals. I know a lot of you are tuning in Australia for this race, so thank you so much. And you've got a lot more cheering to do throughout the rest of the morning. But of course, we know it's not just Australia you're watching in, so thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Isn't it nice? We're mid-April and still got a bit of winter sports action to enjoy. We promise you can have a break soon. Well, there, unfortunately, Remi Yoshida from Japan, 19-year-old in the nets. Let's hope she's okay, having to just be pulled out of the net there. 5 World Cup starts in her career. Competed in Beidou in China earlier this season, best 20th. That was her career best, and most importantly, making her way off of the course, out of the course, under her own steam. We'll see it again. Billingham is in the lead, and I think it's just the softs now. I think she just loses that grip. Down and out, and holding her back there. Well, that can happen if you've ever been in some B-nets. You know, they stop you, but it's not always the most gentle of decelerations, but they do their job. Karolina Hruskova in the red bib, qualified in 6th place. She is maybe the favourite in this heat, just on a hold while the nets are being put back in place. Hruskova from Czechia, 17 years old. Did actually compete at the World Championships in the Engadin region of Switzerland just a few weeks ago. Finished 11th there. A fantastic result. She was 5th in Goduri on the World Cup Tour at just 17 years old. She is a star in the making. In the green bib, Lisa Francesca Borai from Italy. Emily Biermans from France in blue. Giordanella from Italy in the yellow bib, just making her way up into 3rd place. And tight in the first turn. We might have a bit of contact there. What a move that was from Hruskova, but Francesca Borai gets through in top spot. Again, just the top 2. That is all that matters, especially all the way through to the final, really. Then you could fight for the positions on the inside lane. It is the Italian. Oh, no! Oh, Hruskova down. And coming through in 2nd place is Biermans, and Hruskova, one of the favourites for the race. A small error. And she is not going to take any further part in these World Junior Championships. A huge shame. It's showing you that this course, whilst it's not the most, it doesn't have the biggest of features, the conditions out there are really tough for these athletes. Well, there, Hruskova down, and disappointment for the 17-year-old, but she's got a few more chances at the World Junior Championships in her career. So Hruskova in conversation with Francesca Borai. Moving on, Abby Wilson, 10th in the Europa Cup standings, qualified in 7th place. She wears the red bib. Hannah Turkington from Canada in green. Wilson getting a good start. That is what you need. You've got to try and get out in front, avoid the trouble. The speed really builds on this top section. You've got to be active. You've got to find the balance, and then into this first pretty tight turn. The toe edge for Wilson in the red bib. Made a World Cup debut this season, did Wilson, finished in 18th place. She's been consistent on the Europa Cup Tour. That corner is pushing the athletes out wide towards the nets, but Wilson in command here. De Buy from the Netherlands in 2nd place right now. And across the line, it will be Abby Wilson. Bit of a fight for 2nd place. Goes right down to the line and De Boer gets it just ahead of Turkington. That's a great ride from De Boer. Qualified in 23rd. Everyone outside of the top 20 after the first run in qualifying had to do a second run. Well, that is a little bit earlier. That was Hrusova again. But Wilson and De Boer through. So back in the start. Wiedmer in the red bib here. Out of Switzerland, second place behind Lea Casta at the World Junior Championships last season. Alina Koller from Switzerland in green. Luca Karina Engler also from Switzerland in the blue bib. And Mai-Britt Teda from Estonia in yellow, qualified in 31st, but has got a really good start. Forget about the seedings today, folks. Some of the athletes that just snuck into these finals are putting really in the mix. And Teda, well, a long way behind Wiedmer here, who has this one in command. And Teda with the pass up into second place. But Wiedmer hanging on. Goofy foot rider, right foot forward, dealing with the very tricky snow conditions. But the battle in this one is for second place. And Naomi Wiedmer, the 16-year-old, 6 Europa Cup wins in her career, wants to take the fight to Lea Casta today. And she is looking good. In second place, it is going to be the Estonian, Teda. Fantastic ride from the 17-year-old. 10 snowboard cross World Cup starts for the Estonian. 20th last week in Mont Saint Anne. Again, it shows you that qualifying is just one part of this. It is all about what happens in the heats. That is the key thing. Head-to-head racing is the name of the game, isn't it, in snowboard cross? It's what this sport is all about. It's what makes it so intriguing. Billingham, Francesca Borai, Geoffroy Beermans going in quarterfinal number 3. And we'll get a little look at the lineup for quarterfinal number 4. Wiedmer, Wilson, De Boer, and Teda. Seeing quite a few high bibs getting through. That always makes it interesting. Well done to the yellow bibs. Pitonakova, Mandel, Beermans, Teda progressing into the quarterfinals. They're guaranteed. Everyone in the quarterfinals is guaranteed a top 16 place now. Men's 8 finals, men's round of 32 getting lined up now. Jonas Cholet, the top qualifier in the first heat. 16 years old out of Les Deux Alpes. Winner on the Europa Cup Tour just about a month ago in Leg.
Pardon.
Was at the Youth Olympic Games last year where he took double gold, did Jonas Cholet. France winning the team event as well. Jonas Cholet and Lea Casta, and they'll be up later today in the team event. So it's a busy morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, wherever you're watching. So a bit of work going on the course here. As you'd expect, it's pretty soft in there, and the team doing a fantastic job. We want to get through this race reasonably quickly because the weather is coming in, and we've got the team event as well. So they're not going to be raking between every single heat. They'll do what they can, but particularly the first couple of turns, and then that turn that sweeps round to the left, where we've seen some action in the nets already. Those are the ones. They'll just try and scrape the soft snow away. These riders are quality. They can handle the ruts and the bumps, but when you get the piles of loose, soft snow, that is when things can get a little bit challenging for the riders, and that's what they'll try and rake away here. Well, the red bar disappears, and we get ready. Patrick McKenzie in the yellow bib from Great Britain. representing Inspire Snow Sports. He is on the far left-hand lane, the 19-year-old, just at 4 Europa Cup starts. Hasn't qualified on the Europa Cup Tour, but doing really well to get in to the round of 32 here. Simon Meyer from Switzerland in the green bib, qualified in 16th place. He's out of Flumserberg. 23 Europa Cup starts for him. Aidan Rowell from the USA in blue, 19 years old. And the first heat is always really interesting because you've got the athletes that qualified 16th and 17th. So on paper, very, very tight. And Aidan Rowell's got a lot of NORAM experience. The B Tour, World Cup being, if you think of that, is your A Tour, the top level. Then Europa Cup, NORAM Cup, South American, Australia, New Zealand Cups, that second level down. And Rowell in that blue bib, best of 6th on the Europa Cup Tour coming this season at Steamboat. Watch the start though, and Jonas Scholle just powers out of the gate here. The battle already, as we thought might be, for second place between Rowell and Meyer. And Meyer's going to have the advantage. No, he loses it. Rowell gets in to second place. Oh, and we've got a big collision between Rowell and Meyer. And Mackenzie, who's never qualified on the Europa Cup Tour, if he can stay on his feet here, see this out, he will go through into the quarterfinals. You can see Scholle here, standing tall, giving himself as much time, as much room as he can. He knows there's been some sort of activity behind him. He's just got to keep upright, and he's into the quarterfinals. Absolutely one of the favourites for gold. Julius Reichel from Germany and Lorien Führer from Switzerland. Two of the men, and I throw Nathan Pear in the mix as well, that could challenge him. But Scholle and Mackenzie Patrick, I should say. Apologise, I have called him Patrick Mackenzie, but coming through in second place. So the Brit at 19 years old, having a fantastic World Junior Championships here. Was 12th at the European Youth Olympic Festival in Piancavallo, Italy, back in 2023. And now into the quarterfinals of the World Junior Championships. Dan Stam from the Netherlands in the red bib. Qualified in 8th place. William Martin from Australia in 9th. He was a bronze medalist at the Youth Olympic Games last season. Was Martin alongside Abby Wilson. He's out of Melbourne, rides out of Mount Hotham. Good start there from Martin. Stam in second place in the red bib. Again here, don't mix it up too much. Just stay on your feet. That's what all 4 of these riders have done. You could see the rut forming as each one of them came through that first turn. And Martin has about a 4 or 5 meter advantage. And here we see Cassie from Italy putting the pressure on Dan Stam from the Netherlands. And Cassie is looking quick. That board running well. Whatever wax they've got on it has done a good job. But 3 riders still in contention. And now it's a sprint. We're on a drag strip towards the finish in Isola 2000 here. And Martin is going to come through. He's into the quarterfinals. And Dan Stam from the Netherlands joins in, the 20-year-old. He's got 2 World Cup starts to his name, a 61st place in Wesenaar 2023, Montafon 2025. But just even having those starts is really, really important on the World Cup Tour. You've been up against the best in the world. You know what those courses are like at the top level, and it can stand you in good stead when you step back down to Europa Cup, FIS races, NORAMs, and even the World Junior Championships. Oliver Sebesta from Slovakia in the red bib. Max Holmlund from Sweden in the green, but it's a nice start on the riders right from Cameron Turner from Australia, and he's going to be well positioned going in to this first turn, and he's going to put Sebesta under a lot of pressure. That was a superb execution out of the start section from Turner. He only qualified in 21st place. World Cup debut this season coming for Cameron Turner. 3 top 10s on the Europa Cup Tour. Another rider out of Melbourne, Australia. Not too far from Melbourne to the snow, is it? Relative to some of the distances you get in Australia. And Turner getting that first Europa Cup podium this season in Passo San Pellegrino. And he's in command here. He comes through, he takes it, and Homeland through in second place. A disappointment there for Sebesta and Engler. Sebesta, haven't spotted him yet in the finish area. Here he is. He has a problem here, and that soft snow runs towards the nets, puts the brakes on, and his World Juniors sadly over. Good ride for the 18-year-old Max Homeland as well. 9th in the Europa Cup Tour in Lenk a month ago. What you're looking for in terms of the form guide at World Juniors, Europa Cup NorAm results, who's been on the World Cup Tour, who's got previous experience at the World Junior Championships as well. Of course, a lot of these athletes will never have ridden under live television conditions as well. It's okay, we're supportive of all the athletes, don't worry. And it's great that friends and family around the world are able to watch them at these World Junior Championships as well. Heat number 4, Nathan Pear. Choosing that lane far right. I like that choice. I really do, because I think it's such a long start section. If you do everything right, follow the process, it sets you up on the right, the best line for that first turn. And that is what Nathan Pear, a man that's been on the World Cup podium, has done. Second place, Niels King from France, but he's been put under pressure by Plavacek from Czechia. Marc-Antoine Poulain from Canada at the back of the pack in 4th place. But things have happened in this race. You've got to stay upright. You've just got to focus as much as you can on your own race here. If something happens, be ready, be alert to take some action and stay upright, stay in the course. Drop in to the drone footage. This one looking like it's going to stay in this order. Nathan Pear comes through over the final feature. He takes it. Nils King from France through in second place. The 18-year-old out of Puy-Saint-Vincent. Puy-Saint-Vincent, I should say. Or I'll try and say. Not too far away from here as the crow flies. And Nils King, a man that's been on the podium on the Europa Cup Tour this season in Lenk. Could be a bit of a dark horse for this one. And Nathan Pear, 20 years old, a man on the World Cup podium already in his career, looking to get the World Junior title. Best of 9th at the World Juniors for Nathan Pear. That came in 2023. He's in the second quarterfinal, along with Turner from Australia, Homeland from Sweden, and King from France. Overcast conditions today, tricky conditions for the best juniors in the world in snowboard cross. We move on to heat number 5. Loren Führer from Switzerland. He qualified in 3rd place, 4th overall in the Europa Cup this season. That tells you how consistent he's been. And Tommaso Costa taking that right-hand lane, but Führer gets a really strong start. Dumas Gauvin from Canada in the blue bib, and Engelberg from France in yellow. That's a nice move from Dumas Gauvin, and he might put the pressure on Führer here. And the Canadian just in second place, but Costa sitting in 3rd. Costa qualified in 14th. Has got some work to do in this heat. Führer in the lead at the moment from Switzerland. This key turn handled well by all of the athletes, and you can see that the man in 3rd place, Costa, does not want to finish here. Now it's all about the gliding. You've got to sit in the slipstream, try and time your pass. Engelberg looking okay here, but running out of racetrack. Führer's going to take it, and the Canadian Dumas Gauvin is just gonna hold on for second place. And the 17-year-old Dumas Govan through into the quarterfinals at the World Junior Championships. Held his line there beautifully. He's been on the NORAM Tour. Best of 9th place on the NORAM circuit. Moving on quickly to heat number 7. Buda from Italy, the top qualifier. William McCarthy in green for Australia. Wojtek Trojan from Czechia in blue, and Moritz Müller from Austria in the yellow bib. But Octavian Buda with a dream start. And the Italian in command of this one. He qualified in 6th place. McCarthy up into 2nd, but been put under pressure by Trojan. Oh, and Trojan goes down, where we've seen a few athletes struggle. And now, if you're McCarthy, you've got a lot of room between yourself and the man in 3rd place. So, William McCarthy, 2 Europa Cup top 20s this season, rides out of Mount Buller, Australia. And he's going to make it another Australian through into the quarterfinals. What a great race the Australians are having. And Buda and McCarthy through to the quarterfinals. Müller and Trojan all done for now. Well, that is where Wojtek Trojan's race came to an end. He's got some teammates, though, for the team event. Just looking through. Rusova. That would be a good pairing, wouldn't it? Because Rusova's got a point to prove. Falling in heat number 6 of the women's race. Watch out for them. Trojan and Rusova, if they pair up together. I've not got the start list yet for the team event, so I'll keep checking as soon as I get a hold of one, because it'll be quite interesting. But watch out for the Czechs. I would be pairing Trojan and Hura. Maybe Lavacek as could be in the mix, so we'll see. They might go off qualifying. Czechs have got a few options on the men's side of things. So Leloup from France lines up in heat number 7 in the red bib. 19-year-old out of Chamonix. 2 Europa Cup wins in his career. He's made 16 World Cup starts, qualified in 7th place. Kirchwem from Germany in the green bib. Jakob Label from Canada in blue. David Erhard from Austria in the yellow, but it's Kirchwem. The Kirchwem clan in snowboard cross, it's in 2nd place. But Leloup holds on, and look at the Austrian David Erhard. He's really putting the pressure on the German Kirchwem. Kirchwem qualified in 10th, but he's now down to 3rd place with Erhard up into 2nd. Label running in 4th, but maybe too far back in this one. Leloup has this one under control here. Just going to take it over these final couple of features. 3rd place at the World Junior Championships a couple of years ago for Leloup. Takes that one, and a great ride from David Erhard from Austria. Qualified in 26th place, 17 years old. Into the quarterfinals. He was 64th 2 years ago, his previous start, the World Junior Championships. What an improvement. 17th as well at the Youth Olympic Games last year. We move on to the last of the 8 finals. 2 Australians, Angus Young. That's a good name, isn't it? 31st, you know what I'm talking about. Qualified in 31st. He's in the yellow bib. David McLean in blue. Also from Australia, Vesterman from the USA in green, and Reichel from Germany, who qualified in second place, leads this one. But it is Angus Young up to second. Don't count out the yellow bibs. And Vesterman from the USA in third, McLean in fourth. Reichel from Germany building a bit of a lead. Young has got Vesterman for company, though they're starting to battle, but Young handles that turn beautifully. Man out of Melbourne, Australia, rides, of course, out of Mount Hotham. And this could be a dream World Junior Championships for him. The penultimate rider in, but he's been put under pressure here. This one's going right down to the line. Oh, I think Vesterman maybe got it, or was it Young? We'll have to see. That might be a photo finish. Vesterman took it really close, but the 17-year-old Young, you're looking for the first part of the board in snowboard cross here. I think Young might just have got it. He has. So, well, what a battle right to the line. And Angus Young knocking out two of the higher-ranked athletes from qualifying, McLean and Vesterman. So let's get a look at the lineups for quarterfinal 3. For Buda, McCarthy, Dumagovan. And then quarterfinal 4. Reichel, Lelou, Erhard, and Young. Again, some high bib numbers from qualifying getting through. I love to see it. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I like seeing those athletes that just squeeze in, getting through into the next rounds. It's what makes the sport interesting. Yes, qualifying is one part of it, but it's what matters in the head-to-head racing. Yes, if you're a top qualifier, you get first lane choice, but it's all about executing, delivering, taking those opportunities. We now get ready for the quarterfinals. 4 quarterfinals. Women's quarterfinals up first. Leah Casta, the Crystal Globe winner in women's snowboard cross. The defending champion from the 2024 World Junior Championships. She has the red bib. Again, choosing that middle right lane as she looks at it. Liz Lane in the green bib to her right. And we saw with Nathan Pear in the men's that rider's far right lane can work. Actually, I don't mind the far left line. To be honest, all of the lanes, all of the gates can work here because it's such a long start section. So it's about getting that quick reaction, powering out of the gate, generating speed over the rollers. In snowboard cross, of course, you've got to be watching. What's everyone else doing? Adjust your position, generate the speed. And actually, being out on far left allows you to cut into that first turn. Set up a little high, set up wide, give yourself the space, and there might be some problems on the inside. Who knows? So Casta in red, Lane in green, Davis Cook from Australia in blue, Pitanakova from Slovakia in yellow. Well, that is a great start from the 2 French riders. They are the favourites for this one, and Casta coming off the back of a dream World Cup season. You see how much that range of movement that she's got, generating speed on every single feature, and she's built up about a 20-meter advantage through the first section of the course. Lane in second. The team again have done well to clear some of the loose snow away from that first turn. But Casta has this one completely under control, as you would expect. Lane in second has got Davis Cook for company, and Lane can't afford any mistakes, but Leah Casta is storming through. She really is looking like the favourite for this one. 4 World Cup wins in her career. I commentated on her very first World Cup podium. I think it was her first start as well in Les Deux Alpes in 2022. It was a horrible day high up in Les Deux Alpes that day. There was fog, snow, wind, you name it. And Leah Casta showed she can handle it. So Casta and Lane go through for France. They are into semi-final number 1. And there's still more French riders to come. There is potential of an all-French final. We'll see how it plays out. So quarterfinal 2, Snorbush. Oh, she doesn't get the best of starts there, does Brianna Snorbush. Qualified in 4th place, Keola Serra from France in green with a good start. Snorbush has got it all to do. Walsh in the blue bib. Oh, and Snorbush using her skill to come through and get into 2nd place, but it's Mandel from Romania. Qualified in 21st, but she's a better rider than that. And she is in the lead, and Snorbush now gets through into top spot, but Keola Serra on the inside. Oh, and Walsh cutting that turn well. Walsh has got to get on the low line here, otherwise she's going to be in 4th place, and that is what happens. But Brianna Snorbush has this one. 2nd place, Keola Serra. Running in 3rd at the moment, it is Mandel from Romania. Well, Snorbush has had to work for it, but after a challenging start, the 19-year-old from the USA. 21 World Cup starts in her career. Coming off the back of a 15th place at the World Championships. Into the semi-finals. Of course, all of the riders that make the semi-finals have got 2 more races to go. And then you've got the team event as well. So at the end of a long season, a lot of riding to do for these riders. So Casta, Snorbush, Keola Serra, Lane. 3 French riders, 1 from the USA, lining up in semi-final number 1. Quarterfinal 3 and 4 to come now. 2 French riders in this one. Geoffroy in blue, Biermans in yellow. Francesca Borai in the green bib with a nice start. She was the bronze medalist a year ago. And Maya Billingham from Australia, who qualified in 3rd place, battling with Francesca Borai. Again, Billingham here, bide your time. She's a regular foot rider, leaves a little bit of space. Oh, and then it's Geoffroy who comes through for France, but Billingham is quick on this course. Billingham is just going to try and glide through here. She's on the inside lane. There's a collision. Billingham stays up. And now you see Francesca Borai on the inside lane as well. Oh, but she is down. The green bib, the bronze medalist from a year ago, out of the race. And left standing, it is Annette Geoffroy and Maya Billingham in 1st and 2nd. Billingham looks like she's got the speed to come through and take this quarterfinal. Biermans from France is not going to go through. She crosses the line in 3rd, but it's Billingham from Australia. Superb consistency. 4 top 5s on the Europa Cup Tour this season. And maybe that consistency is helping her out today. Did so well to stay on her feet there. Billingham, 12th a year ago at the World Juniors. Disappointment for the bronze medalist from a year ago. But in these sort of conditions on this type of course, things can happen very, very quickly. But the Italian you would expect is going to be in the team competition later today. And that gives another chance for these athletes that have had some disappointment in the opening portion of today's action. Last of the women's quarterfinals. Now watch out for the Estonian, Mai-Britt Teder. She was exceptional in the round of 32. She's in the yellow bib. Vidmer, the silver medalist, the World Juniors last year, in red. Abby Wilson from Australia in green, and De Buy from the Netherlands in blue. Great start from the Estonian in yellow, but also Vidmer getting away quickly. And the Swiss rider, is she the only athlete that could take it to Casta today? Well, we'll find out. Wilson in second. Again, it's got bump in there. They're going to need to sort that out before the men's quarterfinals. I'm sure they will. Of course, the team here have been working so hard. Warm conditions, overhead, overcast as well. But there are little pockets of sunshine. The visibility has got a little better throughout the morning. Oh, and riding switch there. Abby Wilson, that is not the quickest way, and she may somehow hang on to second place. But it looked like De Buy maybe overtook her, but Wiedmer is going to come through and take it. But who is going to take second? Oh, Wilson and the Estonian Teda battling. Oh, and Wilson does come through. Oh, heart in mouth moment for Abby Wilson. Comes out of that turn just almost clipping the nets. Reverts round, a spin, and well, she'll have learned a lot from that one. Getting lucky there, because if she didn't have as big an advantage over Teda, she would not be in the semi-finals. But Abby Wilson and Naomi Vida through. Wilson, of course, bronze medalist at the Youth Olympic Games in the team event. Has got her teammate Billingham alongside her in the second semi-final. Wiedmer and Geoffroy in there as well. Wiedmer will stay in the red bib, Billingham green, Wilson blue, Geoffroy in yellow. So we know the lineup for the women's semi-finals. The men's quarterfinals coming up next. A little bit more sunshine now. And whilst that won't necessarily help the snow conditions too much, just makes it better for the riders, especially in terms of visibility. When it's flat, light, overcast, and you've got the soft snow, it's harder to see. So at least now the riders have got that good visibility, and they can read the snow conditions just that little bit easier. Well, the north-facing slopes are still covered in a lot of snow, aren't they? And south-facing slopes, not so much, but you'd expect that at this time of the season. So just waiting for the men to get underway. Of course, a little bit of time for course preparation. Time for the riders to stay loose, stay warm. They're in the gate, ready to go. Jonas Cholet wears red, Dan Stam, green, William Martin from Australia in blue, Mackenzie Patrick from Great Britain in the yellow bib, qualified in 32nd place, and watch Jonas Cholet in red, second in the Europa Cup standings, the top qualified by 0.4 of a second. And like we saw from Leah Casta, really dominating out of the start. Stam in second, being put under pressure by Martin. Now Stam qualified in 8th place, Martin in 9th, and Martin squeezes past the Dutchman. Patrick at the back of the pack in yellow, but Jonas Cholet, he's a lightning quick rider. He's only 16 years old as well. Stepped up to the World Cup Tour few times, 3 times this season, made it into finals as well in Cortina, and a top 20 in Montafon as well. Tells you that this is a man the French team have got high hopes for, and Dan Stam just getting second place right on the line. Martin did get up into second place here, But Dan Stam coming through, taking it. So Martin's World Junior Championship individual competition comes to an end. Cameron Turner in yellow from Australia. Niels King from France in blue. Max Holmlund from Sweden in green. Nathan Pear again choosing that far right-hand lane. He's one of the few red bibs to do that, and I like it. I really do. Of course, if he goes up against Cholet in the semi-final, which they're seeded to do, he might not get that choice, or he might actually. We'll talk about that if we get there. And up into second place, Cameron Turner from Australia. Holmlund in third for Sweden. King down in fourth for France. This one not over yet, and these tricky conditions through the banks, you've got to be so alert. And the Australian Turner running that a little too tight, and he's opened the door for Holmlund, but Turner does get back into second place. However, Holmlund could sit in the slipstream, and that is what King is doing as well. I think King is too far back, but Pear is going to come through and take it, and Turner has managed to put the distance on Holmlund. And Turner, well, a big celebration as you'd expect, because that got a little close for comfort. Great start from Turner. Superb start again from Pear. But it was in the banks where the action happened. So Holmlund and King out of the race. Pear and Turner go through into semi-final one. Semi-final one, Cholet, Pear, Stam, Turner. 3 from the top 8 in qualifying, and Turner qualified in 21st place. 2 men's quarterfinals to come. And then we will focus on the semi-finals. Rico in red. Do apologize, that's the next heat. FRA in red for Switzerland. Buda from Italy in green. McCarthy from Australia in blue. Dumagovan from Canada in the yellow. Strong start from McCarthy. He's made his way over to the right-hand side of the course, and FRA is in big trouble here. He's down in third place. And the Australian just getting tangled up a little, and that opens the door for FRA. FRA is going to be on the outside into this next turn. McCarthy on the inside, but FRA really for this turn is where you want to be on the low line, and that works for the Swiss athlete. The man who qualified in third place, chasing Octavian Buda from Italy. McCarthy maybe too far back to challenge now for a place, or is he, because he's closing in on Buda, but runs out of racetrack, or does he? It goes down to the line. Buda from Italy just holding off McCarthy from Australia. Superb ride from Laurent Fouda. Laurent Fouda from Switzerland. He had some problems out of the start, was in third place, but he picked his way through the field beautifully. Quarterfinal number 4. Leloup from France in the green bib. Rico from Germany in red. Erhard from Austria in blue. And Erhard on that rider's right-hand lane. Angus Young from Australia in yellow. You see the Australian just moving across. Gets ahead of Erhard, and Nathan Pear had that lane working. It hasn't gone to plan for Erhard. And Young just holding on to third place, but leading right now. Leloup from France. Rico in second. They put a bit of distance on third and fourth here. Erhard squeezing past Young, getting into second place, and Leloup holding off the German who qualified in second for this race, but they have got some room, a little bit of a cushion on this final sprint for the line in the semi-finals. And Lelou out of Chamonix, well, comes through in second. It was Rikel from Germany who just pipped him to the line, the 19-year-old out of Constance. One Europa Cup win for the German. Came in Lenk this season in a good field as well. So Erhard and Young finished for this portion of the World Junior Championships. I'll double check if we've got a start list yet for the team competition, but there, line up for the second semi-final coming up later on today. No, I've still not got a start list for the team event, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. 1:30 local time is when the team event is due to get underway. Of course, maintenance, as you can all see, in progress. That is obvious, and you see the slip crews go down, and here what they're doing, raking away, trying to smooth it out as possible, as much as possible. For me, I'd be scraping it away, because it's just get rid of the loose stuff. If you pack it down too much, it's just going to get cut up. I'd be scraping as much as I can. But these guys know what they're doing, and the slip crew know what they're doing as well. They are experienced at hosting events here, and they've done a wonderful job over the past couple of weekends with the Ski Cross World Junior Championships as well last weekend. This time of season, it really puts a lot of pressure on the course crews, and they do such a good job for a coffee, bottle of water, and a sandwich as well, if they're lucky. I'm sure someone will give them a sandwich. They'll be well looked after in this part of the world. But enough about sandwiches and coffee. Let's move on to the semi-finals. Lea Casta in red, Snorbush in green, Keola Serra in blue, Lane in yellow. We can't have an all-French final. Most we can have is 3, because there's only one French woman in semi-final 2. And Lea Casta, not quite as good a start as we've seen in some earlier rounds. And Brianna Snorbush at the back of the pack, but Lea Casta still with a good enough start to take the lead. Hasn't got quite as big an advantage, and you see Lane just going from 4th to 2nd through that first turn. Watching Keola Serra and Snorbush battle it out. Now Snorbush in green. She's got a lot of World Cup experience. Has to use that now and think, where do you make the pass? She's in position, but Lane is going nowhere here, and now it's a sprint. Who's got the fastest board here? Who can generate a little bit of speed over this feature? Casta is going to take it. Lane is in 2nd, but Snorbush isn't going to do it, and Lane comes through. Snorbush and Keola Serra go into the small final where they race for positions 5 to 8. Snorbush here in the green bib just left a bit of space there for Lane, and Lane was able to come through and hold on to 2nd place. So France are guaranteed a medal. They've got 2 riders into the big final, which means at least one of them is going to pick up a medal. Getting ready now for semi-final 2. 2 Australians in this one. Maya Billingham in green, Abby Wilson in blue. Naomi Wiedmer from Switzerland, the silver medalist a year ago, wears the red bib. Agnès Geoffroy from France in the yellow. Geoffroy qualified in 14th place. Out of Valois. Galibier, not too far away from this part of the world. We're just 90 kilometers from Nice, the Alpes-Maritimes, beautiful part of the world. Geoffroy getting victory on the Europa Cup Tour towards the end of January in Puy-Saint-Vincent. So don't count her out. She's in yellow. Watch Billingham in green on the left-hand side of your screen. She does get away well, as does Wiedmer, but Geoffroy with a strong start as well, and Wilson is going to slot in to 4th place here, but Billingham looking to take it into the first turn, but Wiedmer should have enough in red. She's given herself a bit of space, and Billingham might just try and get through on the inside. Next turn, sweeps to the left. Oh, and Geoffroy in trouble. So, barring any major drama, there'll only be 2 French riders in the final, and there might be an Australian. Billingham comes through in top spot. Wiedmer in 2nd. Wilson still in 3rd place. And just trying to keep the pressure on Wiedmer. Wilson flying high, but Wiedmer now has a bit of pace on the sprint for home. Oh, and Wilson in a bit of trouble out of the course there. 2 riders left battling. They're both going to go through into the big final. Billingham will want the victory just as send a little message, but Billingham goes down pretty hard in the finish area there. Hope she is okay. Yeah, just take your time, Maya, because that looked a little nasty, and Wilson doing really well to recover there. Oh no, this is not good to see. Billingham went down really hard in the finish area. She won that semi-final. Wiedmer in 2nd place. Let's hope Billingham is okay. She wrote that semi-final beautifully, did Maya Billingham. Rider out of Sydney. Australia, let's hope there's nothing seriously wrong there. Geoffroy and Wilson go into the small final, but Billingham and Wiedmer in the final now. If Billingham is not able to start, it would mean that there's just 3 riders in the women's big final. Let's hope she can start, of course. That is what we want to see. So small final, Snorbush, Keola Serra, Wilson, Geoffroy, and then the big final, Casta, Wiedmer, Billingham, and Lane. Again, just a little bit of maintenance ahead of the men's semi-finals. Top 2, of course, into the big final. And Jonas Cholet and Nathan Pear are going to face off in the first of the semi-finals. We've got the top 4 men from qualification all through to the semi-finals. Top 4 men separated by just 0.81 of a second. We've also got 6th, 7th, and 8th as well. Well, good to see. That is really good to see. Billingham on her feet. Maybe a little winded, of course. Don't know, just a nasty fall after she crossed the line. It's got 3 heats between her and the big final. Maybe it's a case of getting through 1 more heat. Make a change to the teams for the team event a little bit later, perhaps. Or she might be absolutely fine to race in the team event. So we're getting ready to go. Stam just getting the blue bib. You have to put the numbered bib on first. That denotes the qualifying position. You can see the number 8 on Dan Stam. And then you put the colored bib on top. So lots of layers on a pretty warm day here. Well, it's worked out that Nathan Pear gets the lane that he has been enjoying all day long, because Jonas Cholet is sticking with that middle right, and Nathan Pear will say thank you very much. Now, if, let's say, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all line up in the final, Nathan Pear will be in yellow, and I'm pretty sure he won't be in that lane. But you never know. If Cholet goes out, if Rachel and Fura go out in the 2nd semi-final, it'll be a different story, won't it? Nice start from Jonas Chole and Nathan Pear. He's going to squeeze in behind him, but the man in yellow, Turner from Australia, up into third place, and Dan Stam all over the place in fourth. But all pretty quick. Jonas Chole getting some words of encouragement. 3 riders at the front of the race. Chole, Pear, and Turner, who qualified in 21st place, just getting stuck a little bit. It's put some more distance between third and second. Oh, and Chole nearly throws it all away. Dan Stam right in the nets as well. Everyone staying upright. The riders really getting used to this course, but Jonas Chole, the top qualifier, over the last of the bigger jumps, just a few features to go. Chole takes it, Pear in second, Turner third. He goes into the small final, and Stam in fourth place. But a lot of activity there. That is where Chole nearly threw away the World Juniors, and Dan Stam just hanging on. Bit of a chat between Stam and Turner. Well, it's pretty tight in there, especially in the banks. It's difficult, but a handshake at the end. Sportsmanship on display from these riders. So a little bit more maintenance. And then semi-final, the small finals and big finals. Women's small final up first. You can hear a little bit of wind in the background as well. That is what we're expecting tomorrow. Maybe some precipitation, expecting the clouds to come in, the wind as well. It's not looking like a good day for snowboard cross racing tomorrow. So sensibly, organizers deciding, let's get everything done today. Let's give these athletes the best opportunity to have both the individual and the team event as well. So I forgot, we've got another semi-final to come, haven't we? Just on a little hold as the results all confirmed. We have got semi-final 2 for the men, and they're ready now just about once Buda oh, he's got the blue bib on. It just blends nicely into the Italian suit. So Führer in the green bib, Rikel in red, Buda in blue, Lelu in yellow. 2nd, 3rd, 6th and 7th in qualification lining up here. If it goes to seed, Rikel and Führer, then in the men's big final we will have 1, 2, 3 and 4 from qualification in the men's big final. So we're lined up under starters orders. And nice start from Octavian Buda in the blue bib there. And the Swiss and German athletes have got some work to do here, because Lelou's got a lightning quick start in yellow. So now you've got to watch Julius Rikel. He moves over to the inside. That works for the German. And he comes through in 2nd spot at the moment. Buda with a bit of contact on Rikel. That's opening it all up, and Führer in green. He's at the back of the pack, but he's got some space, and Buda will be on the inside lane here, but Rikel with the advantage runs it a little wide. A bit of contact between the Italian and Swiss riders. Lelu still in a qualifying position at the moment, but Führer is on the charge, and the Swiss athlete now comes through into 2nd place, and it is the top 2 seats in this semi-final. Julius Rikel and Lorin Führer, who take their place in the big final here in Isola 2000. Wow, let's see again. Führer in green almost clips the nets into Buda. Now, it takes a bit of speed away, especially, and that's key, especially when you've got such a long straight section towards the line. Even losing 1 or 2 kilometers an hour out of that bank, you feel it on the finish line. So Lelu and Buda into the small final. They will race against Stam and Turner for positions 5 to 8. Chole Rikel, Führer, pair, the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the men's big final. Cholet will have the red bib. Rikel green, Führer blue, and Nathan pair might be switching sides on the start gate for the big final. I don't think it'll bother him one iota. I think he'll be absolutely fine with that. So 4 heats remaining. Small and big final for the women, and then small and big final for the men. Then we'll have a short break before we get the team event underway. 1:30 Central European time, local time for the team event. So that's in, what, 2 hours, 15 minutes or so. There'll be a lot of maintenance done on the course, and then we'll get ready for the team event as well. Slip crew doing a fantastic job. Much respect to them. Especially, you feel it when you're slipping conditions like this today. That snow is heavy, it is soft, it's difficult to get out of the way. The slip crew all giving orders on exactly how to do it. So we get ready for the women's small final. That'll be up first. And then the women's big final. Small final at a major championships like this could still mean a lot. 5th feels better than 8th. It's always nice to win a race as well, even if it's not necessarily the one you want to be in. Normally, say, on the World Cup Tour, yeah, winning a small final is good. You get those 45 World Cup points. Good for the overall, good for the Crystal Globe. However, in a major event, it really is all about medals. But for some, maybe not expecting to be in the semi-finals, small final is a fantastic result. And top 8 of the World Juniors. Much respect, of course. And if you're in the small final, you've got to go out and try and win it. And that's what Snorbush, Keola Serra, Wilson and Geoffroy will be attempting to do. Well, much of the maintenance is just about done. It won't be too long until we get back underway here in Isola 2000 with the small final and big finals for the women and the men. The last major FIS event of the season. It's the 12th of April, and we've still got winter sports for you to enjoy on here on FIS TV. Thank you so much, of course, for tuning in. Maybe a good opportunity now to say thank you if you've tuned in for any event throughout this season. From all of us at the team here at FIS TV, it is an absolute pleasure to have your company. Make sure you follow us on social media, on Instagram, TikTok as well, and Facebook, and check out the YouTube channels as well. Lots of content from all of the disciplines at FIS Snowboard Racing on Instagram for a little bit more from behind the scenes here at the World Junior Championships. So we're lined up for the small final. Snorbush in the red bib from the USA. Experienced World Cup athlete, coming off the back of a 13th and a 15th in Mont Saint-Anne last week. She was at the Youth Olympic Games last season. 7th place there, made the small final. 3 times she's been at this stage on the World Cup Tour in a small final. Never been better than 6th. That was this season. This season at Vaisonane 2023. So experienced at the top level of competition. Fiona Keola Serra from France, out of Les Deux Alpes, like Leah Casta. 17 years old in her first World Junior Championships, and she's shown already this season with a Europa Cup podium as well. And just she's just got 7 Europa Cup starts. She is an athlete to really keep an eye on. The French have got a great system in snowboard cross. running lots of FIS and junior races, so creating those competitive opportunities internationally for the young French riders to come through. And you can see that on the World Cup Tour with the success that they've had. So line up again, Snorbush in red, Keolo Serra in green, Wilson in blue, Geoffroy in yellow. Not a good start there from Snorbush, but a great start from Abby Wilson. Wilson from in the blue bib, getting into top spot, and just don't leave any space for anyone to make a pass on the inside. Snorbush has to stand tall. She's in a bit of bother, but that opens opportunity for Keolo Serra to come through in second place. But Abby Wilson has this small final under control. She's built a big lead here, has Wilson. Australia definitely going to be a threat in the team event, as are France, but this one is all getting a little bit closer at the front of the race. Wilson has company now. Snorbush on the charge, but can Wilson hold on and take the small final? It's Snorbush, though, coming through right on the line. I think Snorbush has got it. What a ride from Snorbush. She is getting 5th place. Wilson executed beautifully out of the start. Snorbush balancing on that heel edge, trying to get into, stay on the course through the first turn. So 5th place at the World Juniors going to Brianna Snorbush. Abby Wilson getting 6th. Fiona Keolo Serra 7th, and Anès Geoffroy from France getting 8th place. Best finish for Wilson at the World Juniors. We are lined up in the start gate for the women's big final at the World Junior Championships. Leah Casta in the red bib, the World Cup champion for 2025 out of Les Deux Alpes, 19 years old, the defending champion. Naomi Wiedmer in green for Switzerland, silver medalist a year ago behind Casta. Maya Billingham from Australia in blue, Lise Lane from France in the yellow bib. And Casta with a phenomenal start again. Oh, there's contact out of the gate. Well, before that first turn, and Billingham stays on her feet, but is down in 4th place at the moment. A little bit of activity between Wiedmer and Lane. Billingham, she's not out of it yet. Casta has a huge advantage here. Billingham on the inside lane. We got 3 riders side by side. Billingham's going to be on the high line here, and has to just try and keep the momentum, try and find that slipstream over the bottom section. She has got up into 2nd place. We have lost Naomi Wiedmer from the race, but Casta is going to cap off a remarkable season. It is going to be gold at the World Juniors on home soil for Leah Casta. Maya Billingham from Australia comes through and takes the silver medal. Lise Lane from France, the bronze. And Billingham mobbed there. I think that might be Abby Wilson running. And watch the start here. Billingham moves over, clips Naomi Wiedmer there. But Billingham taking the silver medal. Leah Casta, the gold medalist, though. Lise Lane, the bronze. 2 French athletes on the podium. And for Lise Lane out of Le Menuire at just 16 years old, her first World Junior Championships on the podium. A fantastic race today. A lot of drama. Congratulations, Leah Casta, Maya Billingham, and Lise Lane. The 1, 2, 3. You feel for Naomi Wiedmer, silver a year ago, 4th today. That's snowboard cross racing. Here's the final rankings. As we've just seen, Casta taking home the gold. A great result for Marcel Davis-Cook as well in 11th place. Kata Mandel from Romania looked really strong in the opening round. Working our way through the results. Thibaut from the Netherlands in 15th, but pair her up with Dan Stab, and you've got a really good team there for the Netherlands in the team event later on today. So we're getting lined up in the start for the small final for the men. Octavian Buda will wear the red bib. Different nations represented, 7 different nations in the small and big finals for the men. USA, Switzerland, Germany, France, Australia, Netherlands, and Italy. Showing the global nature of snowboard cross. France, yes, the dominant nation at the moment in snowboard cross. However, the rest of the world are there as well. So a little bit of maintenance being done, of course. Canada winning the men's Crystal Globe with Elliot Grandin this season. He defended last season's Globe. He's only 23 as well, Grandin. Just going from strength to strength. Grandin himself a world junior champion in 2021.
Peter is down. Peter is on the finish.
Peter is in the timing hut, in the TV.
Huh?
In the TV hut.
What's he saying?
It was okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So that she just clipped the back of her board.
I think, folks, there's a little bit of a protest going on for that women's final. I've not got it confirmed, but it was that incident of this turn with Billingham and Wiedmer where there was that collision. A little clip of the board. Now, the jury could be having a look at it. The officials could be having a look at it. Peter Krogel is the video controller. But nothing changing here. They just keep an eye on it. But we are going to progress on with the small final for the men. Turner in yellow, Danstam in blue, Lelou from France in green, Buda from Italy in red. 5th place, of course, up for grabs. Danstam was at the small final stage a year ago, finished 5th. Was in that race with Jonas Scholle, who finished 8th. Well, Scholle's gone one better. Danstam, semi-finals again, at 20 years old. Looking to win the small final. He's in the blue bib on the far right-hand lane. Cameron Turner, though, in yellow, getting a superb start for Australia. Lelou slotting in to 2nd place. The wind is picking up as well. Danstam up in 3rd right now. Buda at the back of the pack in 4th. But Turner building a big, big lead. It's that little pop. Get that board on the snow. Oh, and Danstam just holding off Buda. But Turner from Australia. Oh, gets very close to the nets. He loses a bit of speed. And that could be key because now Lelou right on the tail of Turner's board. And you see Lelou just standing a little tall there. But Turner over the big jump. And Cameron Turner from Australia wins the small final. 5th place for him today. Danstam in 6th. Lelou 7th. Buda in 8th place. Well, Turner with a dream start and had the advantage early on and made sure of it. 5th place for Cameron Turner. Great return for the 18-year-old here at the World Junior Championships. He was 33rd a year ago, now 5th.
TF has.
Two.
We are lined up for the big final, the men's big final. Nathan Pear from the USA in the yellow bib. He's been on the outside lane all race long. Now he's on the other side. Laurent Führer from Switzerland is in green. Julius Rico from Germany in green. Führer in blue, and leading Jonas Jolet from France in the red bib. 8th place a year ago for Jolet, and he's got Nathan Pear for company, a man that's been on the World Cup podium. Julius Rico not far behind, and Führer at the back of the pack right now, but Nathan Pear putting pressure on Jonas Jolet, the top qualifier. Can Jolet hold him off? Jolet goes so close to the nets, the toe edge of the board, kissing the nets there. But Jolet's able to keep the pace up. The race starting to string out. The Frenchman looking to make it gold, but Nathan Pear's got some speed here. Squashes that jump well. It's not going to happen. Jonas Jolet is going to come through and just to hold on. What a final. What a sprint for the line. But Jonas Jolet from France, the world junior champion. Nathan Pear picks up the silver, but here, oh, it doesn't get closer than that. Jolet hanging on a centimetre more, and Jolet would have been in all sorts of bother. Nathan Pear picking up the silver. Julius Rico the bronze, and for Pear, his first medal at the World Junior Championships in his career. Rico, the German, 19 years old out of Constance, gets the bronze medal. 4th going to Laurent Führer. 9th place for Rico a year ago. Now he's on the podium. Another good showing from the Australian riders, with Cameron Turner winning the small final. Mackenzie Patrick, 16th for Great Britain. He qualified in 32nd place, getting through to the quarterfinals. Well, now time for a few photographs and things. There's a lot of work to do on the course. Exactly 2 hours until the team event is due to get underway. It's changed to get a 2 p.m. at local time, so only an hour and a half. So things have moved around a lot today, but just keeping an eye on it. So 2 p.m. at local time. So hour and a half's time for the team event. Well, a lot of drama throughout the individual competition here at the World Junior Championships, particularly in the early rounds. We saw a lot of athletes struggling with the snow conditions, with the course as well, the overhead conditions. They have got just a little bit worse as well over the last 30 minutes or so. Things not quite in great shape. I liked it when we had that little bit of sunshine. The sunshine was certainly helpful for the visibility. So 2 p.m. local time for the start of the snowboard cross team event, the mixed team event. So for the riders, they'll just have to wait and see what the teams are going to be. I'm just going to take another little look and see if we've got any teams in yet. And nothing coming in yet showing. As soon as we get them, of course, we'll let you know before the start of the competition. So hour and a half until the mixed team event gets underway, and there'll be a bit of maintenance work. I don't think we're going to have prize giving just yet, but if we do, I'll jump back on for that one. But it may all happen after the team event. But thank you so much for watching here on FIS TV. My name's Ian Finley. I'm going to see you in about an hour and 20, hour and 25 for the mixed team event.
Moi aussi, Colline, je suis chaude de rester à mon échafaudage. J'ai pas mes chaussures de ski. Si tu peux prendre les miens aussi. Katia, pour Colline, moi je descends pas, hein, je reste mon plateforme.
What did you see from the back? I see not from the back, I see just the compass.
Oui, oui, t'as le temps de descendre, c'est juste moi j'ai pas trop envie.
No, I'm joking. What the video I saw, maybe Moani over the